No, you're not imagining it. The more you try stop thinking about tinnitus, the louder it seems to get. Hi, my name is tinnitus coach Frieder, the tinnitus coach that was born deaf in his left ear, who has a hearing aid and a severe high-pitched tinnitus for 16 years and who's worked with 500 plus people to help them to go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. And in today's video, I want to share with you why you can't simply stop thinking about your tinnitus, but what you can actually do in order for your brain to stop constantly focusing on it and for you to reclaim your life to live happy and healthy despite the presence of your tinnitus. Welcome. So I know that for a lot of people, it's like your brain is absolutely stuck on the sound. It's like you can't help it but constantly perceive it. You check for it, you scan for it, and you can't really turn it off. Of course, no one can. Neither can I. I have tinnitus right here in this moment. But here's the truth and what you need to know. You are not broken. Your brain is doing exactly what it is supposed to do, or thinks what it is supposed to do, to protect you. And in this video, I'll show you why this happens and how you can start retraining your mind to let go of this constant loop. So let's start with finding out and figuring out what actually happens in the brain. Our brains are pattern detectors. That means when something feels threatening, our brain, even if it's just annoying, our brain can't help but constantly checking for it, because that's the natural survival reflex. We are built for survival, not for happiness, right? So that's what creates this thinking, I can't stop checking it, right? And if I tell you this pink elephant analogy, just close your eyes and to try not to think about a pink elephant for 5 seconds. Don't think of a pink elephant. Do everything you can. It's impossible, right? So what does that do to you? Each time you check on the sound in this case, it reinforces the idea that it's important and that we should be paying attention. And possibly it's also dangerous because of all the negative feelings, of all the sleepless nights, from all the stories that you've heard on the internet, the ENTs that tell you you can't really do anything about it, and that becomes a big problem, right? So it listens even harder for it, and that is how the loop actually forms. So the tinnitus is feeling annoying or threatening, the brain checks for it, the perceived volume goes up, you feel more anxious, and the loop repeats again. And what can we actually do in order to challenge this loop? Because there are a lot of things that we can do, because tinnitus is one thing and our emotional and nervous system reaction is a completely different thing. And that one we have a lot of control over, a lot more than we think. So let me get into the second part, what you can do to break this loop. By the way, while I'm changing my notes here, just a quick note for you guys. If you want to join my 12-week program that I've talked about in last video, then you can simply go and check it out at www.mytinnitus.club. We have a category for every want or need, from self-study, group coaching weekly, to individual one-on-one coaching with me. So just simply go to www.mytinnitus.club and check it out. How do we break the loop? The solution is not to not try to think about it. That doesn't work, as we've established with the pink elephant. Or the solution is how you actually relate to the thought and the sound itself, rather than thinking that you cannot perceive them, or that you can only have a good life and claim your life back once it's gone. And the key techniques for this, as also said in my last video, are cognitive defusion, which is an ACT tool. Instead of saying I can't take the sound, I'm noticing that I'm having the thoughts that I can't take this sound. And why does this work? Because it creates space between you and the thought, and it allows you to see the thought for what it is, a thought. Because that's a thought. The tinnitus is a fact, right? You have tinnitus, that's a fact. It happens in 20 to 30% of the population. But the thought that creates anxiety and feeds into the loop is simply that. It's just a thought, right? So we need to learn how our brain establishes in what is reality, what's a real threat and what is not. And a lot of people are going to say, bogus, that doesn't work, but I have proof. I have all the proof from all the members in the community who are working with this, people who've worked with me for years now, using these ACT-based approaches in order to get better with their tinnitus, and it does work. So we can also name the thought. That's a second one where we say like, oh, I thought this thought would never show up again, but here it is again. Hello, tinnitus thought. I thought you were gone, but here you are again. Okay, nice to see you today, right? And once again, it's really important for you to know that you're not broken. This reaction that you're having to tinnitus, that's actually something very normal, and your brain is trying to protect you from that constant loop and reactivity. So it's knowing that this reaction, yes, of course, is something that comes often with tinnitus, but tinnitus doesn't create this reaction. The way you relate to tinnitus creates that reaction, and what feeds that is what you Google, what the ENT tells you, what you think on a daily basis, and what you feel on a daily basis, and that loop that repeats. So you're a human being, and your brain has learned a pattern that you can change. Through these daily practices, a few of these techniques that I have mentioned already, you can do a pattern interrupt, you can stop fueling the loop and start living your life again. And why is this so important? When you learn that you can start living your life despite tinnitus, right? Me with a deaf ear, screaming tinnitus. I can make these videos, I can go for a run, I can be social. I even went to a Linkin Park concert last week. I had a big earplug in to protect my hearing, of course, but I can do the things that I want to do in my life without being 1% bothered by my tinnitus. And in one of the previous videos, I explained to you what I do with tinnitus spikes. I go ahead and I play on my racing seat, or I read one of my favorite books. I'm a big fan of aviation, and I love this book on the 747. Actually flew with it once to Mexico to live with a very good friend of mine close to Cuernavaca in Mexico City. Shout out to Carlos. That's it for today's episode. I want to tell you that you can find my free 4-day habituation course when you click the link under the video. Sorry for this. When you click the link under the video, you find my free 4-day tinnitus habituation email course. And if you are ready to make a more committed choice, then we'd be super happy and excited to see you inside mytinnitus.club at www.mytinnitus.club for our 12 weeks program towards tinnitus habituation. My name is Tinnitus Coach Frieder. If you like this video, please share it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a new releasing video, and that we can continue to help you on your tinnitus habituation journey. Wishing you all the best, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Goodbye.